Cormani McClain is officially a Buff. Chase, this is the first time in 15 years the Buffaloes have signed a five-star high school prospect, and it marks just the fourth five-star high school signee for CU since 2000. Is this a bigger deal because of the recruiting momentum, just the overall perception that this brings? Proving once again that Coach Prime is one of the best recruiters in the country, or is this a bigger deal because Cormani McClain is a really good football player?
I think you got to go with a little bit of both. I think you got to start with the national perspective. Obviously, Deion Sanders was going to land a big-time recruit. We just didn't know how long it was going to take, and we didn't know if he was going to be able to do it in this 2023 class. But he did it, and you can see the national reaction to that. It's all over ESPN, FS1, national media is covering every little bit of it. And I think that's just huge for recruiting momentum, especially as we go into 2024. They just had a big recruiting visit weekend this past weekend. That type of stuff can be really big for recruiting in the future. And I think that sets what we can start to expect for this 2024 class. So you start with the national perspective, but obviously they're getting a really, really good football player, Cormani McClain, a guy that was basically a five-star on every single network until the very end there. But he's a guy that pretty much everybody thinks is one of the top players in the country. And it's pretty clear when you turn on the tape.
Yeah, ended up number 14 nationally on the final 247 list. Number one cornerback in the 2023 class, number four among the prospects in the Sunshine State. When a defensive back drops a near interception, you often hear that line, "That's why he's not a receiver." I don't think you're going to hear that line with Cormani McClain because he is a converted receiver with excellent ball skills. Like Travis Hunter, who plays receiver as well. This is a guy, Cormani McClain, that if he dedicated himself to being a full-time receiver, could probably be a pro prospect at that position as well. Had 9 interceptions his first year playing as a defensive back as a sophomore in 2020. They threw at him a little less the next year, but he still had 6 picks. And then they rarely tested him this past fall during the senior season at Lakeland. Chase, you do some work for the Action Network. If you're setting an over-under for the number of picks in Cormani McClain's college career, what do you think that number would be?
Oh, that's a tough one to come up with because you have to figure how long is he going to be there. Obviously, he's going to try to get to the NFL in 3 years of college, and you don't know if he's going to be able to start right away, how well he'll get into that system with him being a summer transfer. But if you say he's going to be here for 2.5 years, maybe 2 to 3 years, somewhere in that range, with Travis Hunter on the other side, meaning that they can't just avoid him the whole game, I think you could be looking somewhere in the 6 pick range. I think that would be a really fair
Okay.
number. And that probably gets him as a first-round draft pick in the NFL and probably top 10 if he's able to get 6 picks.
Recruiting fireworks were set off in Boulder on January 19th when McClain flipped from Miami to Colorado. It got Coach Prime dancing on a balcony, and now he's officially on board with the Buffaloes, ending a recruitment that had a few twists and turns, but it ends up with him joining the herd.